Enter your own design space. I'll do a few of these. Make sure you have your correct machine. New is just a blank canvas. Templates are things like projects you can be working on, just to give you an idea of size, shape, color, and how they would look. You can't hover over it and select it. You have to click down in the right hand corner, but you can change the size, the color, the shape of the items. It won't cut. Projects, Cricut projects, some of them cost money, and then you can also go into and get your projects. This is images. Some images will be the ones you've uploaded, some will be the ones that are costing money, some are free. You can go in the panel and you can grab single layer, multi-layer, you can do complex images. I just grabbed one here, put it in. Remember, you can unlock on both the panel up above and unlock on the actual image. You can also resize your image in both places as well. Design space here, doing text quick, so click text, type in what you would like. You can choose your font. Some of the fonts are going to cost money, some of them are going to be multi-layer. So if you click on one, like this one that costs money and it's multi-layer, the 3 layers show up on the side. You can bold it, you can make it regular, you can change the letter spacing. If you have more than one line, you can do line spacing. I did 0 and then I did -5 and it still didn't bring it that close together. Then you can align it left, right, middle. You can also, if you have one line, you can do a curve. If you can't get your curve completely straight, if you're messing around with it and decide you don't want a curve, you can always just delete the numbers and press 0. You can also, if you're going to do a hand script text and you want your letters closer together and they're not lining up correctly, you can always ungroup the letters and move them how you would like and then weld them back together. Super quick here on finishing up the text. If you do not weld your letters together and you only attach them where the letters overlap, they will still cut. If you weld them together and your letters fill in, you need to make your letters super, super big, then weld them together, and then you can move them back down to size. Or you can move your letters because they're too close together. Shapes here, pretty self-explanatory. You can rotate them, you can resize them, you can change the colors. Uploads, if you upload an SVG, mine come up as little mountains because I have Inkscape. They just go right in. If it's an SVG, click save. If it's not an SVG and you're cleaning up an image, it depends on what you're doing. Here, I am just doing a simple decal, 2 colors, color tolerance of 150. To make my line super clean, I just use the little magic tool that erases the background, make sure I get the middle of the letters, check the preview, looks good to me, and I save it as a cut image, not a print and cut. Back in images, don't judge me again, I do a lot of custom work for decals. I do a lot of giveaways in groups as well. So here's my penguin. I made him 2 color. The color tolerance I put at 150. I tried to show you at 16, but it doesn't show up well on here. I didn't like how his eyes turned out, so I used the eraser, zoomed in on him, cleaned him up a little bit. I only wanted him. The saying's funny, just wanted the penguin though. So I went back and I cropped him. This is for my daughter. Again, I don't even remember where I got this image. I wasn't paying for it. Nobody's paying me for it. So don't get on my ass about that. But I saved him, and I didn't realize what I was doing wrong because I was busy with my 2-year-old at the time as well and trying to quick film this. And I went back to try to put him in, and the second I put him in, I realized that I had saved him as a print and cut instead of just a cut. So I went back on the top after I had him clicked in there, and I couldn't find him, and I just changed it to cut, and bam, there he is. Gonna use these shapes today to show you a little bit more about this right-hand panel. I made them 3 different colors. I'm gonna get rid of the grid lines, hoping that you can see a little bit better. That's that little square in between the 0, 0. I'm going to put them all together here. If you notice, when I have all 3 of them, slice is not an option. You can only slice 2 items at once. So I'm going to duplicate here on the top of that right-hand panel. I'm going to put these boxes together. I'm going to group them. When you group things, it does not stay together on your cut page. If you weld them or you attach them, it stays together as one thing, which is great when you're centering things or you have an image that you want to be one complete thing, and when you cut it, you don't want to have to put it together. So here I slice these 2 together, comes out in 4 pieces. I'm going to delete 2 of them, change one of the pieces to yellow to show you that when you weld and attach things, you cannot do it with 2 different colors. It will change it to 1 color. So if you wanted that as an image as 2 different colors, you have to only group them and then they cut on separate pages. Super quick here on welding and attaching. When you attach two items, you can detach them. But where they overlap, there will be still cut lines. If you weld something, there will not be cut lines in between, but you cannot unweld them. I'm flattening these images, which then turns it into a print and cut. I undid that. I'm going to make a little house and show you that the layers on the right-hand side, the topmost item is in front, the bottommost item is all the way in back. You can choose send to front, send to back, which automatically is the very front or the very back. Or you can send forward, send backwards, which is just one layer at a time.